After The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, the series debuted for 2 generations of consoles. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was released for the Wii U and Nintendo Switch in 2017, and is one of the highest reviewed games of all time. Without further ado, let's revisit The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Set near the end of the Zelda timeline, Breath of the Wild begins with Link waking up in the Shrine of Resurrection. With no memories, a device called the Sheikah Slate, and a voice guiding him, he sets out to the Great Plateau. He's aided by a mysterious old man, who eventually reveals that he's the spirit of King Rhoam of Hyrule. The king explains that 100 years ago, the Hylians unearthed ancient Sheikah technology in preparation for Ganon's resurrection, including mechanized guardians and 4 divine beasts. Link was appointed to protect Princess Zelda while she tried to awaken the power to stop Ganon, and 4 champions were chosen to pilot the divine beasts. When Calamity Ganon awakened, he corrupted the divine beasts and guardians, killed the king and the champions, wounded Link, and devastated the kingdom. Link was taken to the Shrine of Resurrection to heal, while Zelda sealed herself and Ganon within Hyrule Castle. Before he departs, King Rhoam suggests that Link should travel to Kakariko Village. He meets Impa, the village elder, who instructs him to free the divine beasts. To save Zelda, Link has to reach Hyrule Castle and defeat Calamity Ganon. Visually, Breath of the Wild is relatively impressive for the hardware. The art direction combines more detailed environments with cel-shaded and stylized character designs. The sound design is also unique for the series, with voice acting for specific cutscenes and dialogue, and a more subdued and ambient soundtrack. In terms of gameplay, Breath of the Wild is a departure from the previous games. Hyrule is now a seamless open world, and many areas can be explored in any order. There are 15 Sheikah Towers that reveal the surrounding portions of the map when activated. There are also 120 shrines that contain various trials, including mini-dungeons, puzzle rooms, and combat challenges. When they're registered to the Sheikah Slate, towers and shrines can be used as warp points. In towns and settlements, certain characters give side quests that provide rewards or lead to shrines. There are also weather conditions that affect the environment. Rain makes it more difficult to climb, and lightning can strike Link if he's using metallic equipment. He also has to wear special clothing to avoid losing health in severe climates. When a blood moon occurs, defeated enemies and previously collected resources will respawn. Instead of traditional dungeons, there are the 4 divine beasts. To enter each one, Link has to immobilize them with help from each champion's successor. Once inside, activating the Guidance Stone provides the dungeon map, along with control over a specific part of the divine beast, such as tilting Vah Medo's wings or moving Vah Ruta's trunk. Link has to activate 5 terminals to restore the main control unit, which is guarded by an elemental Blight Ganon. If a divine beast is freed, its attack weakens Calamity Ganon before the final boss, and the corresponding Blight Ganon won't be fought at Hyrule Castle. Link has many new and returning abilities. Like in Skyward Sword, there's a stamina gauge that drains when performing specific actions. To traverse Hyrule, he can sprint, jump, and climb up most surfaces. He can also glide with a paraglider and slide down slopes by shield surfing. In combat, Link can perform a perfect guard by parrying with a shield, which is used to stagger enemies or deflect projectiles. By dodging an attack with precise timing, he can perform a counterattack called a Flurry Rush. Link can also crouch to sneak past enemies, or get close enough to perform a powerful sneak strike. After freeing a divine beast, the champion's spirit will bestow their power to Link. These include reviving him with extra hearts, and launching him into the air, but each ability needs to recharge after a set number of uses. Various weapons, shields, and bows can be collected, but most have limited durability. Along with one-handed and two-handed weapons, there are also boomerangs and elemental rods, and most weapons can be thrown to deal additional damage. The Master Sword can't be broken, but it can temporarily run out of energy. Instead of throwing it, it can fire sword beams when Link is at full health. Time slows down when using the bow in midair. There are also different types of arrows, including elemental arrows and bomb arrows. Clothing items can be collected and worn to increase Link's defense or gain other attributes, like resistance to extreme temperatures, or the ability to swim up waterfalls. The Sheikah Slate features runes that activate unique abilities. The Remote Bomb rune can create 2 types of bombs that can be detonated manually. The Stasis rune temporarily freezes objects, and energy from attacks can be stored. Magnesis is used to move metallic objects, and Cryonis creates pillars of ice and water. Scanning specific amiibo with the amiibo rune provides materials and equipment, or summons Epona or Wolflink. The Sheikah Slate can also be used as a scope to mark locations on the map, or take photos for the Hyrule Compendium or specific side quests. There's also a Sheikah sensor that indicates if a shrine is nearby. Materials can be found and used for crafting or upgrading equipment. Food can be eaten to restore health, or cooked to increase their effects or add new attributes, like granting temporary health and stamina extensions, or gaining temporary resistance to cold or heat. It's also possible to make elixirs by cooking small creatures with monster parts. Great Fairies can enhance clothing items with specific materials, and Guardian parts are used to upgrade runes. In addition to reducing recharge times, the Sheikah sensor can locate anything in the Hyrule Compendium, remote bombs deal more damage, and stasis can freeze enemies. Completing shrines awards spirit orbs. At goddess statues, 4 can be exchanged for a heart container or a stamina vessel that increases Link's maximum stamina. Heart containers are also obtained by defeating each Blight Ganon. By completing environmental puzzles and challenges, Koroks will appear and give Link Korok seeds. There are 900 in total, and about half are used to increase the amount of equipment he can carry. The Sheikah Slate also includes 12 photos, which show places where Link can regain his lost memories. The controls are also somewhat unique. By default, the B button is used to sprint, and the X button is used to jump. Weapon attacks are tied to the Y button, and the A button performs a shield parry. ZL is still used to recenter the camera or lock onto enemies, and bows are permanently equipped to ZR. The R button throws weapons, and the L button activates runes. Pressing the left stick crouches, and the right stick activates the scope. In addition to controlling the camera, the right stick is also used to select equipment or runes when holding specific directions on the D-pad. Certain shrine puzzles require motion inputs, and there are also optional gyro controls for equipment like the bow and certain runes. Certain updates included new content. To promote Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the Salvager set can be collected through an additional side quest. For the Switch version, support for the Nintendo Labo VR goggles was also added. While Breath of the Wild is critically acclaimed, there are still some issues. The non-linear structure results in a reduced focus on the story and characters, as many scenes are optional. Because of the desolate setting and variable weather, the world can be tedious or frustrating to explore at times, especially when trying to complete everything. The durability system discourages using rare weapons and fighting optional enemies, and the initial inventory space makes it difficult to carry extra equipment. Originally announced for the Wii U, Breath of the Wild was released for both consoles simultaneously. While the Wii U gamepad screen was used for menus and early demonstrations, this was omitted from the final release for parity with the Switch version. Outside of slight differences in resolution and performance, the two versions are almost identical. Overall, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games. As a fan of open-world games, I really enjoy exploring the vast environments and interacting with the world in interesting ways. While it's somewhat divisive for its lack of story and other traditional elements, I still think it's worth experiencing for its open-ended gameplay and unique setting. With that being said, thank you for watching, and next time, I'll be going over The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Expansion Pass.